What's up guys, it's Ellie and welcome back to my channel. So today, you know what this video is about. Welcome to exam season. This video is going to be basically all in voiceover because, as you know, we are in quarantine, which means that I am currently studying while everyone else in my house is like a foot away from each other studying at the same time too. So this is my setup for studying for basically the majority of this. I did film this over 2 days, but this is a good idea of how I'll be studying for my exam. So my upcoming exam is on climate change. Don't we love it? So as you can see, my lectures for this are split into 11 weeks, which means that I gave myself about 5 to 6 days to fully study for this. So I will be writing notes from each of those lectures, trying to get through in depth about 2 or 3 a day, and then having the remainder of the days to just kind of go over everything and make sure I memorized everything. Because of quarantine, I just think this is important to note, my exam is no longer happening like at the university. It will be happening online, and it will be at the original time scheduled, which means it's at 8 a.m. You heard it right, folks. My prof is still making us get up to do this exam for 2 hours at 8 a.m. on the last possible day of exams. So that is what I'm studying for right now. We're breaking out the cue cards. Oh, yeah. If you see these on my desk, we folded them out of paper. It was from like one of the games that we played not too long ago, and I just kept them because I thought they were super cute, and now they're my little study buddies. But basically for this exam, what I've done so far, I really like to type my notes in class, like on my laptop, and that way I can kind of follow along with any lecture slides that the prof has posted. However, I really think that studying, it helps me to write out my notes. If you want more study tips in depth, I will link my study video here as well. But basically for this one, I use cue cards for things that I need to like really memorize, and then I use basically just write down all of my notes, make sure I'm highlighting the key points, make sure I'm filtering out all of the like fluff and stuff that I just don't need to know about. And then also because my major is heavily focused on really long answer, in-depth understanding kind of topics and case study questions, I like to have a page that are just helpful things to note. So sometimes when you're writing an exam with a lot of essay questions, sometimes it's helpful to just get those kind of general statements that will help spur ideas further. So just like knowing how a system reacts in the community, or how climate change is affecting different parts of the ecosystem, or how it ties together with blank chemical that we're looking at, or whatever you're kind of analyzing in the question. So I like to have a page for that as well. And yes, it was snowing today. I literally feel like right now Mother Nature is PMSing, because straight up 2 days ago it was hailing like honestly a crazy amount, like just hailing so bad for a while, and then it stopped, and then it was lightly snowing, and then it was bright and sunny, and then it was pouring rain. It's just a mess in Canada right now, but we're living through it as we go. So as I was studying this, one of the things that we're learning in climate change, as you probably would have guessed, is a lot about kind of the glacial melting, obviously, and flooding and etc., but what we're talking about specifically is different molecules of oxygen, and how different forms of oxygen react differently in the atmosphere, and how they are absorbed differently in glaciers. And when you are looking at ice coring and looking at carbon dating in that kind of ways, you're really looking for the different ways that oxygen was preserved. So you're looking at O18 versus O16, and this is me doing a happy dance because I finally found out what the heck that even means, because I was just so confused for the longest time. But that was my little celebration, and yes, I have this little to-do list at the top of every page of my notes that just kind of says if I've done the study notes or not, and I get to check it off like a little to-do list, so that makes me feel good and makes me happy. Another thing, when you're studying, please make sure you're refueling your body with good nutrients, and then you can order McDonald's. Don't worry and don't stress about having to eat the best thing all the time, but it is a really good idea to make sure you're getting the nutrients that you need to fuel your body, and make sure that you're learning in the most effective way possible. So this is me from the next day, aka today when I'm filming this, just wanting to say hi, and then I'm continuing struggling through this climate change exam. Guys, this is really hard. I'm just getting a lot of memories and emotions and feelings about having to leave and having to move out and leave behind these 4 years, and the fact that like university is actually coming to a close, and it went by so fast. I know everybody says that, but it just does. And it sucks because I'm getting like just choked up randomly and just so many emotions from it. But I can't pay them any attention because I have to study for an exam, and that is so hard. And this week is just going to be an emotional mess, but even just thinking about it coming to a close, like, has hurt me anytime that it's come up, like, all this year, and now it feels real. Yeah, I know it all sounds cheesy, but I am going to miss this place and the people that I've met and the things I've experienced so much. It's honestly crazy. But basically, I just wanted to show you what I'm doing when I take my notes. So I don't usually write in big block text like this when I'm studying. However, this kind of just happened to fit the course by writing things in more full sentences or numbered lists or kind of little jot notes, as you can see. And then after I write it all in one color, I'm actually going back and just highlighting key points, rereading stuff, and coloring stuff in with like pencil crayon as kind of like a pale highlighter. And that really helps because not only are you then refreshing your knowledge of the last give or take 45 minutes of you working through your notes, trying to condense it into 3/4 of a page, I would say, like per lecture. And then you're kind of going over and highlighting the key points, rereading what you just read, making sure what you wrote actually makes sense and that you can remember it for when the time comes to write it on the exam. So that is what I'm doing here. And I think it actually turned out pretty well. Now, I'm not actually done studying, so I haven't finished all of my notes yet, but I think everything turned out well that I've done so far. So I will give you a final little flip through or final look at the notes that I have made. And if any of you are really interested in what I'm actually studying, I'll be happy to answer any questions in the comments below. As some of you know, I am in my 4th year, obviously, at Trent University studying environmental science and studies. I have absolutely loved everything about my degree. It's honestly been the best time, and I'm so glad that I am in school for this degree. I wouldn't change it for anything. So this is the final look at the notes that I have made over the course of basically 1.5 days. I did not include my cue cards here because there wasn't really a point, but I do use both white and colored cue cards, and they just kind of mean different things for what I need to remember. But these are my super aesthetic, actually, I think they look really cool, notes that I made with the highlighting and the same color scheme that kind of goes along with everything. You can see that there is underlines of red and blue because climate change, so I figured that would help with things either influencing the climate to get warmer or impacting the climate to get cooler, and this is just kind of how I arrange my notes. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope you get a good idea of what I'm actually studying at university. I wish you all the absolute best of luck with everything that you do in the future. And I hope if you are in school, your exams are going so well. Stay strong, stay positive. I promise you guys we're going to get through this. And I love you so much. Thanks for watching again. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.